it's Iron Warrior Cosplay here with my Death Corps of Krieg bolt cutters. These are the first ones I made. Huge shout out to Yanovich. He made a 3D printable version and he made a rigged 3D image of one so you can see how they work and how they go together and stuff like that. I have one or two sets here of like bolt cutters, different sizes and stuff, and they're really handy. But when I saw that he made the 3D file for these, I was just like, oh my god, it'd be really cool to have a set of those for my Death Corps of Krieg cosplay. So I made a pair. Here they are. It's 2 pieces of PVC pipe, 2 pieces of 5mm plywood shaped like the joints here, and then this is just 20mm EVA foam because I wanted to make them con safe. They're super duper lightweight. They are super lightweight. They hang off my backpack. They just swing there. I take some photos and stuff with them, but they don't function. They don't open. I wanted them to open, and back when I built these, I wasn't really confident in my building abilities. Every creator has like their ups and downs in terms of like, oh, can I make this? I thought about making these like open and close, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to do it. As quite recently, my girlfriend was just like, you know, are you making any project stuff like that? And I did say I'd been thinking about making a functional pair of these. Functional in the terms of that they move, not that they actually cut barbed wire, by the way, for anyone just thinking, how can you make a functional pair out of foam? Well, lucky for me, when I made these, I thought I needed 10mm ply, but I didn't have 10mm ply, so I was going to cut 4 5mm out, stick them together, and then I'll have 2 10mm sections I could put in. Turns out, didn't. I needed just 5mm. So in the middle here, right between these sandwiched layers, is a piece of 5mm plywood. And then the shape like this, and then they're joined together. So I thought to myself, I know what I'll do. How about I just like save these, throw them in my like spares bucket, and that's it. Lucky I did, because I was able to create these. Here they are. They are finished, and I am over the moon with how they look. I swear to you that they're ever so slightly lighter than this pair. I don't know why. I think this might have more, I think this has more screws in it. It has like 2 screws there and a screw in the middle, so that has 3, but this has nuts and bolts in it, little teeny tiny nuts and bolts. But the coolest thing about this, so proud of this, I cannot tell you how happy I am. I get a little giddy like that when I get to use these, because I still can't believe these work. But yeah, they function. Look, see, the top opens and closes just like a real pair, and the handles work. Look at the middle section. Watch the middle section. Works just like a real pair of bolt cutters. These are going to be amazing for like videos. They're going to be amazing for photos, because when I go to a piece of barbed wire, I can actually open them, put the barbed wire like just in between the teeth there, and just be like, you know, obviously with a gas mask on, but be like, I'm cutting a piece of barbed wire. There are some little tiny differences. Number one, this piece here doesn't exist on this piece, because this here is to hold the handles together, because people kept trying to open them. This doesn't have to, because the handle's open, because it actually functions. See the little teeth open and close? Opens and closes. So happy about that. Another thing is this is perfectly in line, so it's got a perfect line all the way down like that. This doesn't. This is slightly offset. So I've got 2 sections here that are slightly offset from each other, because I wanted the 2 pieces of ply to sit on top of each other like this, so I could put a nut and bolt through it. So there's a small nut and bolt in the middle here. That gives it the main hinge point. See the main hinge point. Then here and here are 2 more very small, the RC car ones I used to have, the very small nut and bolts that I had, with teeny tiny little spring washers as well. And they are Loctited with a bit of super glue in, so that the nut doesn't work its way loose, but now with the foam on top of it and everything, they're not going anywhere. And finally, the 2 tongue depressors that come up inside here, one here and one there, and then across the middle here, it's not just for show, it's actually a tongue depressor that I've rounded off both ends. I've rounded both ends off, basically, essentially, to look like this. So one of these is bang on in the middle, and through that is another 2 very teeny tiny little nuts and bolts with little spring washers on them. And here you go. This is how it functions. I am over the moon. So my next job is to seal these with Thompson Titanium Roof Sealer, like I always do. And then I've got to paint them, hopefully to look a lot like these ones, and I've got to weather them and stuff. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is, remember I told you I wasn't sure what I was going to do about this and this? Well, what I did instead was I've cut these out now of a really soft foam. Like it's not very dense at all. It's super spongy. And when I do that, this actually gives in a little bit. See how it bends a little bit and it bows outwards just ever so slightly. You barely notice it. When it's flat, then it's just flat. And it's the same with the other side. You do that, so it just bulges out just a little bit. So what I've done is I've glued and reinforced both sides right here, and the middle piece is completely like unglued. So that's how I got around having this piece there, because without it, it wouldn't look right. And I just think it would have just looked really wrong without it, because, you know, that's how they look, and I really like how it does. But this works. Now, remember when I told you I had an issue with this, which was when I opened these, instead of it opening evenly like this, like I wanted, I didn't mind, but I would have preferred it, and I've done that. One side was like moving over than the other. What I did in the end was right in the middle. Actually, I'll grab these ones. Right in the middle here, behind this, you can't quite see it, but in that piece of tongue depressor that I've got, I have put through two of the holes to pull it together, to pull these two sides together and keep them like even and keep them straight, is a piece of very thin elastic string that I used to use for my power fist. That's what keeps everything like in check. That's what keeps it, see how it keeps it quite level, it keeps it quite straight. So even if I just lift one of them, it's still like, you know, it works like a pair of bolt cutters. So I'm over the moon with that. It just works so well. I've been playing with them nonstop. I have just glued these tubes together with 2-part epoxy. What I do is I fill the tube with like 1 or 2 quite thick like 20 mil like dowels. I don't fill them all the way, but I put them about halfway. I put super glue on them and I push them in, and then I push these 2 rods into where I want them, keeps those where I need them, and then I put a very generous amount, like half a tube of 2-part epoxy, just like I did with these ones, so that these don't ever come out, because I didn't want to use hardware. I didn't want to put screws in the tubes. I didn't want to drill through and then put a screw. So I've it's just glued in, and these need curing now. So these are going to get cured. There is one last thing I need to do. Normally with these, they don't close all the way like that. There's normally like a small piece that comes out to stop them closing all the way. Whether I'll add that, I don't know. I might just put a piece, like a diagonal piece of 5 mil foam across here to make it look like that kind of thing. But these just work. They just stop together here. I might put like a little bumper in the middle or something, because the pair of shears we have that work identical to this, they pretty much just have like a little bumper in the middle. So I just put a little 10 mil circle in there, cut one out of a piece of foam or something, just glue it on just so it has a little stopper there. But yeah. But anyway, listen, hope you guys enjoyed. I know these videos haven't been like super detailed or anything, but it's just been showing you like a little, not a like fully step-by-step, but showing you like, this is how I start, this is how I problem solve, this is how I do this, like to make a set of bolt cutters for myself. And I love that these function. I can't wait for this video to come out. I can't wait to show people at cons. It's just gonna be really fun to be like, oh, by the way, see these ones? These ones work. Like these ones open and close. So, but anyway, from me, I'm Warrior Cosplay, and my new set of bolt cutters. Bye for now.